So the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes in Gaza. So you can understand that the terrorists in Gaza invade Israel, take their babies, put them in ovens, rape their mothers, rape the wives, kill the husbands, massacre 1,500 people, but that's okay. Israel bombing Hamas and going after Hamas in Gaza, they get an arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court. Let's listen to this.
Very welcome back to Sky News. We're just going to bring you some breaking news that's come in the last couple of minutes. And as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, that is the International Criminal Court. The ICC has issued arrest warrants for the Israeli leaders, Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, the Prime Minister, and the former Defence Minister Gallant. It has also issued an arrest warrant for the Hamas leader. That news coming in just in the last couple of minutes, that the ICC has issued arrest warrants for different leaders, effectively, in different parts of that conflict in the Middle East. And we'll have more on that story, of course, at midday.
Arrest warrants. So this is going to go nowhere. It's not like anybody is going to invade Israel and arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. It's just something that's absolutely, without a doubt, 100% not. It's not going to happen. The ICC is a joke. It is a political court who just wants to have a popcorn fart headline that they put out an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu, and it's not going to go anywhere. Especially when Donald Trump gets in there. They had to hurry up and get this done and get this arrest warrant out before January 20th because Donald Trump would have never allowed this to happen.
I'm very clear. Israel does have that right to defend herself.
Yes.
And Hamas bears responsibility.
100%.
A siege is appropriate? Cutting off power, cutting off water?
Well, I think that Israel does have that right. It is an ongoing situation. Obviously, everything should be done within international law, but I don't want to step away from the sort of core principles that Israel has a right to defend herself and Hamas bears responsibility for these terrorist acts. And I would call on all responsible states, particularly Middle East responsible states, to call this out for what it is. And to stand with the world in utterly condemning these actions by Hamas.
I love how the reporter's like, oh, so it's okay to cut off water, cut off electricity? Yeah, cut it off. No food, no water. We want our hostages back. We want you to stop murdering innocent human beings because you stand with terrorists, okay? Because you stand with terrorists. Here is a video of Emily Thornberry. Let's listen to this.
Whatever actions are taken by a democracy, it has to be done in accordance with international law. And we have heard tonight from the President of the United States that he has been on the phone to Netanyahu, and both of them have agreed that democracies need to act in accordance with international law.
Pause there, if I may. Do you think cutting off food, water and electricity is within international law?
I think that Israel has an absolute right to defend itself against terrorism.
Not the question I asked.
It is an answer to the question that you've asked, and I think it's an appropriate one at this time.
Why won't you answer whether you think it's in line with international law or not?
Because
well, yes, it is. It is war. Like, you're not going to give the enemy power to use its equipment against you. You're not going to give the enemy water to hydrate themselves so that they can fight and kill your people after they just invaded and murdered your people. War is an ugly thing. And yeah, duh, in the United States, if a building's under siege and the SWAT team goes in, they cut off the water and the electricity and you don't get any.
I've tried to answer, and I've tried to say that we've already heard from your previous guest about what might be happening on a day-to-day basis. So we're now on day 4, And so we hear that there are troops massing on the border. There may well be an incursion. Immediately before an incursion, then, as the permanent representative have said, that it might be appropriate in those circumstances for there to be the sort of action that we've heard about. And then the invasion afterwards. I don't know, because at the moment we're in the middle of a hot war, and Israel is in the middle of defending itself, and we have to stand with Israel, just like we would expect people to stand with us if we were the victims of terrorism as well.
Exactly. And this is a joke. This is not going to go anywhere. This is just going to get more people in line on the side of Israel with Benjamin Netanyahu, especially when Donald Trump comes into office. If anybody tries to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, there's going to be a war. Israel is going to go full-scale war. Israel's holding back. And that's something very important that you need to understand, is that Israel is withholding all of its resources because it 100% has the capability to wipe Iran off the map, to wipe Hezbollah off the map, to wipe Gaza off the map. Israel can practically take on the entire Middle East by itself. And it's using a lot of restraint because it's being told to, essentially, by the United States. I think once Donald Trump gets in there, we're not going to see the same courtesy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.